time I wake up in the morning, I normally do two things. The first thing I do is to say a prayer. Because so many people normally go to bed, but don't wake up. So I say a prayer for God's protection and for the new day. And then the next thing I do is normally to go to Twitter. I go to Twitter to check what's trending and any emerging discussions in Kenya and around the world. Because sometimes you can go to bed, but the time you wake up, Kenya is already gone with Chinese because we auctioned this country to China. And this week has been very interesting on Twitter. The allies of President Uhuru Kenyatta and those of the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto have been engaging in fierce battle on Twitter. So if today it's the allies of President Uhuru Kenyatta running hashtags, like for example, Uhuru fumigates Ruto or Jubilee, then the next day it's William Ruto's allies taking on President Uhuru Kenyatta. It has been like that from Monday, Tuesday, up to now. Yesterday, there was a hashtag, and that hashtag was being run by the allies of the deputy president. So the hashtag was simple: prayer for the deputy president, William Ruto. That was the hashtag. Prayer for WSR, William Samoei Ruto. And I went and checked on the people who are running that hashtag. And the first person I went to was Dennis Itumbi. And Dennis Itumbi made a very sensitive post. Personally, I don't understand why he is that reckless, because I considered that post very reckless. Now, this is what Itumbi posted. We pray that the assassination schemes against DP William Ruto fail, and the planners and executors of the evil plans that were mentioned in Lamada be brought to grace. For the evil must be met with good. So help us, Lord. Our prayer for the deputy president. So when he mentioned that, Kenyans were really on him. But a guy called Miguna now tweeted something to Itumbi. And this is what he said. Mr. Itumbi, send me the video and audio of assassination plot that you recorded in Lamada Hotel so that I can share with the world generally and Kenya specifically to see and hear. Use direct mail, email mm@miguna.com or my WhatsApp number. You still fear them, but I don't. Now that tweet by Dennis Itumbi is our topic for today. This tweet by Dennis Itumbi, if you read it keenly, Itumbi is alluding to the fact that there are plans to assassinate the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. Are there such plans against the DP? And why would someone attempt to do that? And who is this person? Itumbi has just mentioned Lamada Asa, by the way. But this is not the first time these guys are raising this issue. When Atuli made a very sincere statement that in 2022, Kenyans are going to the elections. The president will be named, the deputy, but the name William Samoei Ruto will not be amongst those. They interpreted that to mean that there were plans against the DP. Raphael Tuju also had some telephone conversations with George Nyanja, for those who remember. If you listen very keenly to the content of that letter, that conversation, the allies of the DP actually interpreted it to mean there were plans to eliminate the DP. But is there such plans? And just for us, the way I've been saying on this platform, there is no coincidences in politics. There is no way Oscar Sudi could have made that claim about Chris Msando just the other day. Then Dennis Itumbi making this kind of statement. And then you want to say it's something which was not discussed. Dennis Itumbi is not your ordinary Twitter user. This is a guy who served as a senior director right inside State House. And when he was fired by President Uhuru Kenyatta, Dennis Itumbi was housed, or is still being housed, by the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto. And nowadays, I regard Dennis Itumbi as the spokesman of the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto. If you want to understand the thinking around the DP, just follow very keenly what Dennis Itumbi is saying. Dennis Itumbi probably is in a WhatsApp group with the core team of the DP. So whatever he posts there normally has some weight. Like, for example, today on his Facebook page, he has made another post which is addressed to the Hustler Nation. He's saying boardroom politics is about to get messier this week. So it's alleging a lot of things here. How these guys are planning to kick out Ruto, a possible cabinet reshuffle, where Raila Odinga is said to be demanding half of the government. Yeah, he's saying how these guys are planning to kick out Caleb Kositany as the deputy secretary of Jubilee. Yeah, how Jubilee is planning neck meeting. Dennis Itumbi don't just speak. He doesn't have the capacity. If these things Dennis Itumbi said are things which actually happened, then rest assured that Dennis Itumbi is not just doing this. He's doing this under instructions, and probably he was given such kind of these things to post. Now, apart from Itumbi, Alice Wahome today on Twitter also made a very interesting tweet. Mtoto wa nyoka ni nyoka. We had forgotten. Alice Wahome is now calling Uhuru Kenyatta mtoto wa nyoka. So by claiming mtoto wa nyoka ni nyoka, we all know that Kenyatta, Mzee Kenyatta, was accused of eliminating his opponents. So much blood on his hand. So by Alice Wahome stating this today, and Dennis Itumbi making that kind of allegations yesterday, then Oscar Sudi talking about Chris Musando, then you can add the dots. But is it possible for the DP to be eliminated? Personally, I normally take this kind of talk very seriously. Because in this country, let me just take you back a bit. People have been eliminated. And for a reason which you can understand. Yebei was eliminated. Why? He had ICC figures and numbers and details. So he was eliminated. Jacob Juma was eliminated. Why? Jacob Juma was eliminated because he was exposing scandals which were happening in Jubilee Party. Today, each and every scandal, even the new ones which are emerging today, Jacob Juma tweeted about them. So he was silenced. Chris Musando was eliminated. Why? Chris Musando was eliminated because he was a stumbling block to the people who wanted to take power in 2017. Kenei Kipyegon was eliminated the other day. Why? By the people who are responsible for that fake tender. So this idea of elimination is something which is normally there. But if you look at the way they eliminate people, is because there's always the risk, or the guy has too much information. But can someone attempt to eliminate the DP? I want to say that probably yes, probably no. But I want to give my personal stand. My personal stand, and I'm going to justify, is that nobody can attempt to eliminate the deputy president. Uhuru Kenyatta cannot do that, because that's the person Dennis Itumbi is accusing. And why am I saying so? Let's face the facts. The fact number one is that William Ruto is not a threat to either President Uhuru Kenyatta or to the system. As things stand today, the system has actually solved William Ruto's problem. They've kicked him out. He's completely an outsider in the government. Raila Odinga was a threat to the government. Why? Raila Odinga in 2007 managed to win the elections free, fair, and square. Raila Odinga has supporters who can do anything. Raila Odinga's supporters cannot allow what's being done to the deputy president today to be done to Raila Odinga. So as we speak, Ruto is yet to reach a level where he has fanatical support. Yeah? So I don't think Ruto is a big threat to Uhuru Kenyatta. If anything, Uhuru Kenyatta was the president, Ruto was his deputy for 5 years. And again, he's still his deputy. So there's no threat. Number two, I also want to say Uhuru Kenyatta, if pushed, can still work with the deputy president. Uhuru Kenyatta can still work with the deputy president if the people around him will tell him, work with this guy. So you don't want to eliminate him. Why am I saying this? If today DP Ruto and Raila Odinga corners Uhuru Kenyatta can still go to the deputy president, supports the DP, and ensure that his interests are taken care of. So I don't think because of that, he can actually go ahead and eliminate this guy. Number three, it will be one of the biggest political blunders if anyone was to attempt to eliminate the DP. The deputy president, just like Raila Odinga, cannot be eliminated in this country. Any president will just survive with them. But they can't dare touch them. Touching William Ruto today would be a very costly political blunder. And don't be cheated that Uhuru Kenyatta is a fool to allow that kind of silly thing to happen, even if it's engineered by any other person. So it cannot happen. But why is Dennis Itumbi allowed to make this kind of reckless statements and nothing is happening? I was just speaking to one of the subscribers here. He called me from Britain, and he was asking me why can't the government arrest Oscar Sudi? Oscar Sudi cannot be arrested. He can make those claims, but he cannot be arrested. Just the same way Dennis Itumbi can continue tapping whatever he is tapping, but they cannot be arrested. Why? 3 reasons. Number one, these guys are part of the system. They've been part of the system, so they know how these people operate. They know the dirty part of it. So anytime you try to do this, wana nini. Number two, arresting them would win them sympathy. If you arrest Dennis Itumbi today because he posted that there's plan to eliminate the DP, he will win sympathy. So nobody would dare arrest Dennis Itumbi. He can continue writing. Nobody will dare. Number three, this is their strategy to actually blackmail the government. Because they work with the government, they know the government is dirty. They know the government has done this, done this, done this. So there's nothing you can do. The reason why Oscar Sudi was talking about Msando, that he knows those people, and up to now he has not been arrested. He knows so well that nobody is going to arrest him because there's fear. Labda he knows the truth. Moses Kuria the other day, if you listen to him, the day he was saying, oh, he's tired of carrying the burden of Msando. For him, he didn't do any other thing, but kuna wale wenye walifanya hiyo. So they know. So they're just blackmailing the government. And lastly, I think they're also trying to divert Dennis Itumbi by this post. They were trying to divert the attention of the country from William Samoei Ruto. William Ruto is currently cornered. His allies are being kicked out left, right, and center. So the best thing for them is to come up with such stories. So such stories will actually win them sympathy, will divert the attentions of Kenya. It's only that majority of Kenyans really didn't pick the story from Dennis Itumbi the way he had wanted. Dennis Itumbi is a very intelligent man, by the way. He knows, he understands his game. So he wanted to divert the attention of Kenyans from the current problems facing the DP and now shift them to the deputy president elimination squad. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. And if you're bumping on this video for the first time, please don't waste any time. Just hit the subscribe button now. And by the way, this channel is growing so fast because of you guys. I want to just take this moment. I want to thank you guys. If you know you have subscribed to this channel, just want to thank you so much. The channel has grown. To the people who always reach out to me, give me advice, I really value those advices. Each and every advice you guys give me, we always try to implement where we can. Thank you guys, and please also always remember to visit vuguvugu.com. And if you are a marketing agency, you can start talking to me now. At least we have now viewership, so we can start working together if you are a marketing agency. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day.